Like the video. Come on, no, subscribe to my channel. Oh.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I tried shooting this video quite a few times with my regular phone camera, but it's just not happening somehow. So what I decided is that my stories, like these IG stories, are quite clear and audible, so why not shoot the whole video in this? I'm answering all your questions and queries that you might have regarding moving to Lagos, Nigeria. Today's video is about moving to Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, I'm going to talk about that because last year we moved to Nigeria from Malaysia and we stayed there for almost a year. I'm guessing you all might be having a lot of questions regarding moving to Lagos. For whoever is watching this video, I'm going to answer all of them, but first I would just like to clear that all the views are my personal views, my opinions, and what I felt before moving there and after moving there, and I don't mean to disrespect or objectify any particular religion, person, caste, country, or anybody for that matter. So how it all happened was when we were in Malaysia and my husband told me that we are going to move to Lagos, and I got all the kinds of anxiety because I was so much adapted and so much in love with the place I was living at that moment, and I was comfortable there, and I was really sort of nervous to move out of that. I did the most obvious thing that anybody would do was to Google everything I can to try and get all the questions answered that I had, and just calm down my anxious self. If you know me, I was really curious to know if Lagos had some good malls, coffee shops, or shopping places, because yes, we do go there often. So I didn't lie, but the very first thing that I googled was to find out if Lagos had a Starbucks store, and to my sadness, it did not. Moving on, the first thing I told him was, I'm not going there, they don't have Starbucks. How am I not going to drink the coffee I've been drinking for the past 5 to 7 years and just forget about it? So okay, I'm gonna just stock up on my coffee. Then I started to search for shopping malls and the places to go in Lagos, and to my surprise, only a few things came up. Like, one was the Palms Lakey Mall and the other one was ShopRite, and which didn't even look like the proper malls. I mean, I'm not saying that those are not good places or you cannot shop there or you don't find good things, but the place where I was coming from, I had some kind of an expectation for the mall to look like, and when it did not look like that, I was really in a way disappointed. ShopRite is something like similar to a huge big bazaar store in India, and that wasn't quite impressive for me, frankly speaking, when I saw the pictures on the internet. Moving on, you are required to take 2 flights from India to reach Nigeria. That could be via Doha or via Qatar or via Dubai, and since we were going from Malaysia, we had gone there via. Coming to the first thing, like when you will land in Nigeria and the airport, do not be disappointed because the airport doesn't look like an airport. What I mean by saying that is, an airport is supposed to be really huge, considering the number of flights coming over there, considering the amount of people traveling, the number of passengers staying at the airport for their transit flights and all. But the Nigeria airport is, what I said for the first time was that it looked like a station, like a train station that you see in India. I would rather say that the Delhi station here is much bigger than the Nigerian International Airport. We landed, it was around 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, but the arrangements were not proper. Like, it was a little difficult for us to get our luggage or find a trolley to keep the luggage on, and everything was not that well organized and everything was really scattered. We finally managed to come out of the airport, and we started going towards the car park where our driver was, and it was so much walking. The place looked really crowded and there was so much rush, and when I came out and I saw the place, the roads, the infrastructure and everything, again I was not the happiest. It was a long flight. We decided to stop at an Indian restaurant, which was in the city, called Spice Route. Talking about the roads and everything, it was crowded. You will see a lot of beggars on the road, people knocking on your windows asking for money. All times that will happen throughout your stay because all the roads are crowded with those people. Few of my Nigerian friends have also told me to be very careful, you don't want to keep your windows open because at times people will snatch your phone or money or wallet or whatever it is. So just make sure you're really careful and aware in that. In Nigeria will always be filled with the vendors who are selling different sorts of things like food, snacks, gums, candies, soda, coke, drinks, magazines, books, cables, you name it and they have it. So one thing that you don't have to worry about is while you're on the road and you're coming from somewhere far and you're hungry, you want to grab a snack, you'll be, that'll be easily accessible to you. I was also worried if I'll find Indians there, and it was totally different from what Google had told me. There are a lot of Indians in Nigeria. People have been living there for past 30 to 35 years. Imagine how Nigeria would have looked like at that point when I was scared going to that place in 2019. The first time I had to take an Uber, I was a little scared. As usual, I was nervous because I had to drop Mia to school, and so I ordered the Uber because I had no other option. I dropped Nia to the school, I picked her up, and it was really safe, and that is the day when my fears disappeared. A really long flight, so all I wanted was to get some food or some snacks or water for Nia, but there was no proper shop at the airport where I could have got that for me and Nia. After that day, there was no stopping. We would call Uber a lot of times. The taxi is really safe and there's nothing to worry about when it comes to the transport and the travel. So Indian food, there are various restaurants. You'll find a lot of restaurants offering Indian food. There's home delivery as well. Plus for vegetarians, you'll find good number of options. A few of my favorite Indian restaurants would be Spice Route on the top, being at a good location, the ambience, the food, everything is really good, and I'll try to post a picture of it if I can find in the video. There are a few more Indian restaurants, so I will just put up a list here for you guys. I cannot remember too many names at this point. So yeah, the food is not a problem. Now coming to the clothes and shopping, that, you guys, is a major issue over there. I had not taken a lot of clothes because my stuff was still coming from the cargo from Malaysia, and I did not have enough clothes to last for over 3 months and all. But there's not too many options when it comes to shopping, buying clothes, shoes, bags. There's a very limited number of stores offering good stuff, and the choices are also very less. I expressed this issue to one of my Indian friends, or few of my friends. All of them, they just mentioned that they would always shop all the clothes for the rest of the year, for the functions and all, from India or wherever they were traveling to, and then they would wait until the next time they would travel. So you basically have to shop the whole stock for the year so that you don't have to worry about buying clothes in Nigeria. Buying grocery and vegetables is quite easy because the vegetables are easily accessible. People who've been living there for years know quite a few places where they'll find it cheaper. Otherwise, you find it in all the local grocery stores and small marts. Plus the Indian groceries like suji, rice powder, chole, rajma, and all those things are also available in a lot of stores, not just the Indian stores. So that is one thing that I really liked about Nigeria. During the festive times, or when it's raining, or some of the days, you'll find some of the Indian vegetables like coriander, which is dhania, and all those things expensive, or you wouldn't find them for days. The vegetable vendors, so those ladies are not the nicest people. They're sometimes really rude and mean to you, and they wouldn't even respond. They would be nicer to their regular customers, but they see a new person, they tell you a really high price, or they're not ready to bargain, and they would be a little rude to you. One more thing that I like is that you can get contact from your friends of the people, like kind of vegetable vendors that would come to your place or your society or apartment, like wherever you are staying at. They would visit once a week and you can just select and shop the vegetables at your door, like it's door service. I had a lady who used to come every Wednesday to my place and she would show me all the fruits that she had and I would just pick and buy. So that is one very convenient thing. And yeah, so you don't have to worry about fruits and vegetables when you are in Nigeria. Coming to the language, so there are a lot of languages that people in Nigeria speak, but English is also one language that they speak. The English that they speak is basically called Pidgin English, which means its sentences are like they're not complete. The grammar is sort of not correct, not 100% correct. Plus, the first time when you'll go there, it'll be a little difficult for you to understand what they're saying, to even get the accent or the pronunciation. Like everything is so different from what you hear in other places or in India. A few words that for me took me time to understand, like they would say, I'm coming. So basically they're saying I'm coming, but they would say it as coming. If someone is trying to tell you no problem, how they would say it is no wala. There happens to be a problem and you're asking how it is to be done, so how they say it is how now. Coming back to another word is how they say or pronounce. H is like if you want to say hope, they would say oh. If you're saying harmony, they would say harmony. It would take me so much time to actually understand their names just because of the way they pronounce it. And once I was taking down their numbers and I was like trying to save it or write it down in my phone, that is when I would actually know what their actual name is. The most common reaction that you're gonna hear on anything, any possible thing you would say is whether they like it or they don't like it, they hate it or they love it, or they're surprised or they're anxious or they're curious is eh. When you come tomorrow, and they would be like, are you going to the mall tomorrow? So yeah, you will hear that a lot. I don't know if I'm right now pronouncing it well, but I got so used to doing this that when I'm talking to my Nigerian friends, I would say What that I could remember of is if they want to say day after tomorrow, how they say it as, like today's 24th, and if that person is saying I'm going to come on 26th, how they say is I will see you next tomorrow. You will hear a lot is chop. So now basically when the first time I told the girl who was working for me, the house helper, and I told her to chop carrots. Chop means eat, like I'm going to chop some chicken, like I'm going to eat chicken. So when I told her to chop carrots, she was like, she got clueless and she was looking at me like I had asked her to eat those carrots, but actually I had asked her to cut those carrots. The next time I talk to them, I would make sure I don't say the word chop the vegetables. I would always say cut those into small pieces or cut those onions long. Since there's a lot of like kind of corruption, because I don't know if others or the locals also feel that way, but for the expats living in Nigeria, you would find the officers or the traffic police, they're always trying to stop you on the road. They always stop you and ask for money. So how your driver would tell you that, or someone local will tell you that, is they want to chop money, not eat. They want to extract money from you, and you want to make sure that you don't let them chop money, but that doesn't actually happen, because at many of the times you would have to tip them off so that they could let you go, because they're gonna find one or the other reason to stop you there or to scare you, or they would just not let you go unless you give them some sort of money. Once I was coming from somewhere on a Saturday morning, it was around 11 or 12 in the afternoon with my driver, and there was a police officer, a lady, who stopped me right before the red light near my house, and then she said, you can't go. And I was like, what? I obviously did not carry a lot of money. I had some, and she was saying, okay, show me the papers. So my driver started to like show all the sort of papers that we had for the car, and then she comes up with something new, and she was like, the glass mirror, the window mirrors are like tinted, so you need to pay. A little time before she actually told me or signaled me that she was asking for money, because she said, I can't let your driver go. I'm gonna have to take the car and keep the car keys, and I cannot let you go. And I was not getting what she was trying to tell. That is when she said, ma'am,
something, do something, because you're Saturday, you are a good madam. And that is when I'm like, okay, she's asking for money. Got to tell you, how they call you in Nigeria is madam. And for your husband, or how they call sir, is oga. Just called up my husband, and my driver started to tell me that she's asking for money. She literally asked me for like 5,000 naira, and I had some 1,500 with me. So yeah, I had to give her that to let myself be gone from that place. It has happened with me and my husband quite a few times that they would stop us and they would say, give something, give something. Oga, please, come on. You are a good Oga. You are a good madam. Some of the people are able to get rid of that. Some of them you have to, let go of some money and tip them off a few times. Especially when you're driving at night, like on weekends, after 10 or 11, you will find the police stopped at traffic lights, and they're stopping you, asking you questions, basically asking for money. Talk about local Nigerian food. There's jollof rice. There is banana that they grill and eat. You would see that on the streets many a times. I haven't tried it though, but yeah. Then they eat a lot of pork as well. See, puff puff they call it. That's like small donut holes that you would see people selling on the streets as well, and you would also find it on all the local food stores. Eat a lot of yam. Then they eat gari, and there's one more thing I can't think of right now. Pizza Hut and Domino's would have a lot of chicken pizza, pepperoni, beef, pork, and barbecue chicken wings is also a very famous dish over there. Now, talking about their traditional outfits, is they wear Ankara, which is a beautiful fabric, and I really like the prints of it, and you can make various designs out of it. I got myself an outfit made out of the Ankara fabric. I will post that. To mention about a very important thing is the people there are really nice. They're very kind. So whenever we used to go to any store or places, people would always greet each other. Like they would always greet Nia, they would smile at Nia, they would talk nicely with her, and that is one thing I'm really impressed with. You always see them smiling at you and greeting you. So that is one thing I really liked about the Nigerian people and the culture, and they're very welcoming in their homes, and they treat their guests as gods. Talking about the salons, you will find the salons easily. Nigerian women, they do a lot of hairstyles, hair weaving, braids, and all those things. Plus they also do lashes and nail extensions. So eyelashes extension and nail extension are also a very famous trend over there. So you would have no difficulties finding that. Finding Indian salons would not be difficult for you. Plus there are a few women who run it from their houses, and I've been to them. So yes, all those things can be met, but when it comes to your particular products like your shampoo and all those, you need to get it from India. Like whenever you're traveling, make sure you buy the stock for until you travel the next time. In coming back to makeup, in Mega Plaza you'll be able to find like L'Oreal and Maybelline are the brands that you would be able to find easily. Plus there are a lot of skincare, beauty brands and clothing stores that run like their boutiques on Instagrams. I would not say like all of them are trustworthy or to transfer money to them before you receive the product, or maybe make half the payment or something of that sort. But shopping in terms of clothes that is the only option I see. Plus there's Mango at ShopRite. So there's Mango, there's one or two more brands that you'll find, not our famous ones like Zara is not there, H&M is not there. Find L'Occitane, and you can also find MAC over there. That's a proper huge store, so that is one good thing. Now coming back to the schools, there is ILS, that's based in Ilopeju. That's one of the parts in Lagos where all the Indian kids go. That's CBSE based education. Plus there are two more schools that are doing the same thing. There's Marymount, which is following the Indian curriculum. There is American International School that offer the curriculum based in British curriculum, or those are at a little expensive or pricey range, if I'm supposed to say that. But if your company is paying for that, that's very good. If you have to pay it from your pocket and you can afford it, that's wonderful as well. So education is again not a problem. To mention about the helper or the house cleaners that we hire, so those are called house gal. So you have to be really careful about them, about making sure that you keep your valuables safe. And because I've heard a few incidents where they even steal food, onions for that matter. So just make sure your jewelry is protected, or you don't carry that much to Nigeria, because that's what I did. To the part about the medical services, it's quite okay, like average. There are clinics, there are hospitals, and you won't be like disappointed, but it's doable. One of my favorite restaurant is Hard Rock Cafe, which is situated right next to Shiro's, which is another famous restaurant. So these are like must visits. You will be visiting them for one or the other thing for sure. My most favorite cafes to go with Nia is Godaf Village. That's also in Ikoyi, where I used to stay. It has this beautiful coffee shop. They have cookies, they have muffins, and they have a nice play area. So like when you're having your coffee, your kid can be playing with other kids, or just you can be sitting out there and let the kid enjoy. So that's like one of the cafe that you can go to. Then there's another one called Syrian Club, where you'll find lots of expats in the evening, mostly on the weekends. They'll bring their kids with their bikes, and that also has a lot of slides and a small play area where you'll find shawarma and all the pita bread and all those things. Favorite cafe is Delhi's. That's in Victoria Island, VI, and you would find coffee and food and appetizers, salads, and all the things that you could possibly think of, like for having for lunch. And then there is Cold Stone, which I really like when it comes to ice creams. Talked about the food, the house help, the traffic. The traffic is crazy. It's miserable. It will take hours on the road sometimes when it's raining. They call the traffic as hold up, hold up. So at first, when my driver used to say this word, I never used to understand, but it means hold up. So they would say hold up, hold up. There's a hold up, madam. Be careful basically when it comes to your driver, your house help. If you have given them money for something, make sure you ask them how much they spent, how they spent it, and to take the remaining change back. Plus they also expect some kind of money on the weekends. Like every weekend they would expect a small amount of money for them to go to their houses and have fun. Hello madam, chop chop, chop money. Next tomorrow, morning, I want some money. Time when they are starting sentences, they'll be like, I beg, I beg, oh, come on, oh, don't do this, oh, come on madam, come on, give it to me, oh, hey. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you will find it useful if you are planning to move to Nigeria, or if you want to know anything about Nigeria and Lagos, you can leave it in the comments below and I will be happy to answer all your queries. I hope you had fun, as much fun as I had making this video in tons of clips. And as I said, I've stayed in Nigeria for almost 1 year, for exact 1 year. And if given a chance, yes, I would like to go back because I have my friends there, and I was quite familiar with the places, and I just got adapted to that place. I started liking it. I made some Nigerian friends as well, and I kind of really miss them sometimes. One of my best friends was Moyo, and I really do miss him. I hope I can go back to Nigeria someday. Hi guys, thank you for watching. Not to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments below.